So Canelo Skull has concluded. My mind is in shambles. This boxing weekend has been quite of a failure so far. Let's talk about it.
This is high-speed chess. That's what you're watching.
So Canelo Skull, Saudi Arabia, 6 in the morning, IBF versus the unified super middleweight for the undisputed titles, right? You know, I want to just sit here and tear in the skull for a good 5 minutes. I don't know if that's what this video is going to be, but yeah, let's do that. William Scull didn't come to win. I don't know what he came there for, right? And I'm not mad that he lost. A loss is okay. You're boxing, right? Any sport, a loss is okay, but it's how you lose. And that is why William Scull will never get any further opportunities. That is why Edgar Berlanga is allegedly going to headline a Madison Square Garden card over Shakur Stevenson. That is why Jaime Munguia was able to headline a card in Mexico, I want to say, and he was able to fight on this Canelo card because it's how you lose. The way William Scull lost last night was pathetic. It was pathetic. That's not winning boxing. I'm not against lateral movement. I'm not against defensive responsibility and priorities. I'm not against outside boxing, counterpunching, but it has to be clear. It has to be clear. And I talked about this on my TikTok. It is your responsibility as the fighter moving backwards to make sure your work is clear. The frontward or the forward moving fighter, I'm sorry, they have the luxury to win rounds without clean, clear, effective shots because they're moving forward. 9 times out of 10, they have the effective aggression and they have the ring generalship, which is 50% of the scoring criteria in their pocket. So as the backward moving fighter, you need to make it clear. This guy's not touching me and I am touching him. Right? So that is why you see Devin Haney get a win over Jose Ramirez fighting a very similar style. Devin Haney made it very clear. This guy's coming forward and I'm definitely moving backwards. I'm giving up the ring. I'm allowing Jose Ramirez to be the aggressor. But let's get one thing extremely clear. He is not touching me. I'm not letting him hit my body. I'm not letting him hit my guard. I'm going under shots, right? I'm deflecting, intercepting shots. He is not touching me one bit. And when I'm letting my hands go, when I'm picking my shots, even though Haney's throwing in very low volume, he's making it very clear. I'm touching him. That jab right on the bridge of his nose. That left hook right on his jaw. You have to make your action clear as the backwards moving outside fighter. I want you kids to take notes on that. Look at Dimitri Bivol. In the first Artur fight, very close bout. But Dimitri Bivol was able to score a bunch of rounds and on his card, a lot of 10s on his card, because when he was moving on the outside, he was bouncing around. It was clear. He may be throwing, but he's not hitting me. And when I'm throwing, I'm clearly hitting him. And in the second fight, he made it even more clear. Not saying that Bivol won the first fight. I thought he lost that first fight. Same thing with Floyd Mayweather, Shakur Stevenson. When you watch Floyd Mayweather, it's very clear. This guy's not touching me. He's not. He's coming forward, but he's not touching me. Same with Shakur. He's coming forward. He's not touching me. But when I'm hitting him, even though my punches aren't the most bone-crushing, brutal, impactful punches, you could tell that jab to the body hit him. You could tell that straight right hand, it got through his guard. It broke up the guard. So that, Scull did a very poor job at that. When you just sit on the ropes and you put up your high guard and Canelo's hitting the body, he's hitting the arms, he's hitting the shoulders, he's hitting the elbows, all that good stuff. It's unclear if you're making Canelo properly miss, if Canelo's effective aggression is ineffective. It's very unclear, and I cannot emphasize enough, you have to make this thing very clear. So when you're just double jab, triple jab Canelo all night, and most times we don't know if they're landing. We don't know because Canelo's parrying, he's slipping, he's dodging, he's catching, he's blocking, he's guarding. Sometimes he's moving out of range. He's rolling with the punches a lot of times. So You have to take it upon yourself as the backwards fighter to say, you know, I'm not doing enough right here. I need to make it very clear. And if I can't make it very clear, I need to throw a lot to the point to where I'm pushing myself back towards the center of the ring to an extent to where I'm not just this overwhelmed backwards fighting fighter. And William Scull did neither. William Scull needs to never in his life main event a huge headline again. That was disgraceful. And it takes two to tango. I'm a firm believer. It takes two to tango. And Canelo Alvarez didn't do much neither to make that fight entertaining. I will sit here and admit that is one of Canelo's biggest fans. But he doesn't need to. He didn't need to. Canelo's going to fight at the pace he feels is necessary to win the bout. If Canelo feels like you're not doing enough on that backwards running around type of fighting style, he's going to fight at his pace. He's going to throw 4 punches. If you're going to throw 3, he's going to throw 4. He's going to make sure his 4 are a lot more impactful than your 3. Because Canelo's fought fighters like that. Billy Joe Saunders was on the outside. You know, Canelo slowly upped the volume on Billy Joe Saunders. Caleb Plant was an amazing outside fighter. Extremely fast hands, extremely fast feet. And Canelo, he started to up the volume on him. Same with Dimitri Bivol. Although he was unsuccessful in beating Bivol, you know, he still tried to fight at a pace. He just couldn't quite reach that pace, that level of boxing to get that decision against Bivol. So Canelo doesn't mind outside fighters. He doesn't mind fighters that move, but he's going to do what he needs to do to win the fight. If you're throwing 3 punches around, he's not throwing 40. Why would he throw 40? He's the champion. Not only is he the undisputed champion or unified last night, he's Canelo Alvarez. So why would he throw 40? I don't know, man. Disgraceful from Scull. I can't stress that enough. But I cannot stress enough neither that it does take 2 to tango. Could Canelo have done a better job cutting off the ring? Absolutely. But it gets to a point, dog. It really does get to a point. You gotta try and sit there and try to fight, try to win. 6 in the morning in Saudi, the Riyadh Kingdom. Turki Al-Sheikh is a man who is giving out plenty of opportunities to fighters, win or lose. And you go out there and you do that. You do that, man. That's not good for your career. You're going to go back to fighting 8 rounders, 10 rounders in Cuba, Germany, wherever Scull was fighting. This is not good boxing. That's just not good boxing. This video is already at 8 minutes. So that's my personal rant about the Canelo Scull fight. Like I said, I can't stress enough, it takes 2 to tango. But Canelo Alvarez is at this point in his career where he doesn't need a proper dancing partner. He can dance on the floor by himself, you know. So I'm really disappointed in this event. Really disappointed in the last 2 events. Hopefully Noya in a way delivers something a bit better. But you guys let me know, how do y'all feel about the Scull Canelo fight?